Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to KYE Interactive or KYE Talks. I am your host Trupta Kulkarni. This digital platform is really amazing because it gives me a chance to speak to entrepreneurs from such diverse fields and bring forward their story to you, their inspirational, their motivational stories. It's just so amazing and I can't wait to share it with all of you. So my guest today is Shirin Kulkarni. She's a research director and co-founder of CCE Finland Private Limited or Council for Creative Education based in Finland. Shirin is a teacher, trainer and writer in the field of creativity in education and educational psychology. Her 20 plus years of work experience in psychology and education comprises of generating new ideas, designing new business strategies, organizing international conferences, and implementing innovative projects. CCE is an international, cooperative, research-based organization established to promote, educate, and invent in creative pedagogy since 2013. So let's find out more from Shirin, who firmly believes that creativity is her passion and implementing new ideas in all the spheres of business is what she enjoys doing the most. So hi Shirin and welcome to the KYE platform. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine. And how are you doing?
I'm also doing well. Thank you so much. So please share with us your journey as to how you decided not to go down the 9 to 5 path, but you decided to become an entrepreneur, and what was your motivation for the same?
Yeah, so actually when I decided to take up psychology as my major, the main intention is being my own boss, because the psychology gave me that freedom that I can have my own clinic and then I can serve the people in my own way and on my own terms. So that was always in my mind, being a boss of myself. So of course I did some job stints, not like little bit here and there. Like my very first job was with Ministry of Health.
Okay.
And I was working as a clinical psychologist in National AIDS Research Institute. So that was my first job. But then down the line, I had this in my mind that I want to do something on my own. So when I came to Finland, then I found that maybe going into psychology field is not as smooth as I thought because of the language. Because Finland has the Finnish language, and Finnish language is considered as the 6th most difficult language to learn in the world. So, and another thing is, as a psychologist, you also need to know the local culture and then the society, so to become really a full-fledged psychologist. But then I was also equally interested in education and creativity, because I was already working with some NGOs in India, and then I saw the picture of how education was going through, like what were the changes needed to happen, but they were taking place very slowly. So I thought of doing something related to that. So I picked up creativity in education as my main research area. I started my research first year in 2007 from Tampere University, and then slowly when I came up to a certain level where I found that what kind of gap is there in these two different education systems, because I was also not only doing the creativity in education, but I was also doing a comparative study of Indian and Finnish education system. So when I was studying that, and when I was going to various schools and talking to the teachers, parents, and observing the students and observing their teaching methods. So I tried to find out, like what is the difference, why we are getting these different kinds of results. And it is not that in Finland everything is very good than India, but in India also I found very good examples. So I was trying to find out what is the gap, what is missing. And then I came to know that maybe teacher training is the key. So I decided that let me then check if I can do something about it. So then we started brainstorming and what can we do about it and how can we go further. So then me and my husband, we decided to jump in this adventure. And that's how we thought of, starting Council for Creative Education with some of our other Finnish partners.
Very nice. Great story. But if I may ask, why Finland? Like, why was there a particular motivation in choosing to move?
No, actually, it's like you can call it
date or destiny.
It was just an accident. Actually, we didn't choose Finland. Basically, Finland chose us.
Okay.
Because Hiram was working in IT field for a long time. He's a software engineer. So he was already working in a company in Pune, Sasken, and then his client was Nokia. So we came to Finland for Nokia, and then he shifted to Nokia. So then we stayed back here. So that's how we came to Finland. We never thought that we will come to a country like Finland with extreme weather, like minus 30 to plus 30. But still we came here. So that was the sheer reason.
Finland, like you said, Finland chose you.
Yeah.
So, what do you think it's about this particular field that gives you a sense of accomplishment or satisfaction, or you get that kick, okay, you're doing the right thing by choosing this path?
Yeah, that's a very fantastic question. Actually, when I was a student, I had many questions regarding the teaching process that was happening, and overall, in general, the assessment and how we were, motivated for self-learning, etc. So those were my questions. And so I tried to find answers to these questions through my organization. So that's what I'm trying to do, is that, okay, let me check how we can, imbibe creativity in everyday teaching. Because most of the times creativity is considered as, you do some art, you do some craft, and then that's it. Then your creativity ends there. Yeah. But that is not the truth. And we know that Mihai Csikszentmihalyi and Howard Gardner, they actually promoted this big C and little c concept quite a lot right from 1990s. So I thought that maybe I can do something about it. And now when I'm doing it for last about 9-10 years, what I find important is that I'm able to create an impact, because we are not only working with the private schools, but we are working with the governments. So like, for example, government of Chhattisgarh, government of Maharashtra, government of Goa, and even government of Delhi. We hosted the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia ji, when he visited Finland. So, and we had one good whole day discussion with him that how they can make changes in the Delhi education system. And now you see the result, that how they are doing. So, because we work with the government also, we can say that we have a larger impact. Because when you work with the government, so for example, with Chhattisgarh government, we trained almost 12,000 teachers there. Through a training program. It was for the master trainers. Okay. And it was a 20 days program. So we had a batch of 3 days every time. And there used to be 500 teachers at a time. But we made sure that all the teachers will participate in the activities. Yes. Because we don't believe in lecture method. So we designed it in such a way that everybody will participate in the activities and they will get some practical knowledge about.
Shirin, I think that's a fabulous thing what you just said, and the exchange of ideas and training teachers. I think this what's happening on such a level. I think that's marvelous because you train the teachers here and they come back with some ideas which can be implemented here, and like you said, the results are already visible. So I think this exchange, this symbiosis, this works both ways, and I think in education that's what we need. We need more ideas, more inputs both ways. We take the good from both sides. So I think that is really amazing. So when you started out CCE, were there any challenges or obstacles or barriers that you faced, and how did you get past them to be where you are today?
Yeah, certainly. Actually, the first very obstacle was that this country is new to us.
That's true.
And we have never been to Finland before, and then we started here as an like job people. Like my husband was working already, so suddenly when we decided to jump into this venture, the first challenge was like how to start, where to start, and then we had to find out what are the possibilities, like, and what are the authorities to whom we shall approach, and then we tried to find out the process of registering the company and what kind of company we should form, like proprietorship, public limited, private limited, charity organization, all those types are there. So that was the thing, and then of course we had to go through that process. Then there were some training requirements that we had to fulfill. Like for example, they expect any entrepreneur to be to have some basic knowledge about the tax system, the accounting, so all those kinds of things. So we had to go through some training programs. So that was the second challenge. Then third thing is, because we were working with schools, so it was also important that how we approach the schools, so that they should understand that what we are doing, and then they should be willing to participate. Because when we are doing the training programs, so of course we have our online training programs, but the most important part of our training program is the visit to schools in Finland, basically. So people from across the globe, they come to us now. Wow. So like you can say that all the continents which has the human, a human habitat, all they come, all of them, they come to us. So except Antarctica, everybody's come. So they are coming like from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Sudan, then from Australia, from New Zealand, from Japan, and then if you take Latin America, then from Chile, Mexico, Brazil. So they are coming from everywhere. World, Canada, US. So everybody is coming there. So that was the challenge, that how you will make the schools understand that what we are doing, we will not disturb them. Like they need not change their day because somebody is visiting them. Because we don't ask them to model something for us. We just ask them to continue whatever they are doing, and we will just come and observe and go ahead. So we didn't want to disturb them, but it was a kind of a process to make them understand that kind of thing. And then of course funding. That's the real major question every entrepreneur has to face. So like how to generate the funding. I'm really proud to say that we never really we were not too much dependent on the funding as such from the state, but we tried to get more customers. And we tried to generate more revenue through sales, and not only funding. But of course, to sustain for longer period time, you need both those things, funding plus revenue.
That's good.
So that has been our thing, like on the professional front. And of course, personally also, you need to make a lot of changes when you take up a business, because business is like a 24/7 job. You cannot say that now 5 o'clock my day is over, I close my laptop. You can't say that. You have to answer the customer calls. You have to take care of the home also, and you have to manage everything. So I think these are like the bigger level challenges.
And when you're an entrepreneur, like you said, the biggest difference between a 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur, right? You have to be there, wear all the hats, A to Z. You're only there, problem solver, everything. And since you deal with so many different time zones as well, because you're saying you have so many customers everywhere. So, but no, amazing. And very true what you just said. So, where do you see CCE in the near future, like, or in the long term? What are your goals and aspirations with regards to
Yeah, thanks for this question. Actually, CCE has been organizing symposiums on creative education. So this year we have our 10th International Symposium on Creative Education, where 50 plus countries will be represented. Our dream is to take this symposium, more, out of Finland also. And we would like to host it in various places, so that more and more educators can participate, because we believe that in these kinds of symposiums, not only the researchers but the teachers should participate, so that they can present what they are doing actually in the classroom. So this current symposium is happening here from 20th April to 22nd April in University of Jyväskylä. We have a nice collaboration with the UNESCO chair in University of Jyväskylä, because we celebrate 21st April, which is a World Creativity and Innovation Day. So every WCID, as it is called, we have this symposium. So that is our dream, to take it outside. And the second thing is that we have developed another tool called CCE box, which is very useful for the early childhood education. And our dream is that to have that box in all, in every child's hand, let it be in Africa, or let it be in Canada, or let it be in Japan. So we are trying to find ways and means to customize it in such a way that it is affordable for everybody in the world. So we are making different kinds of versions there, different types of boxes there, so that anybody can afford it. It should be economical and sustainable. So because we are now part of the spiral economy, and we want our things to be sustainable. So that's why we have chosen that we will make this material, whatever toys we are selling through that box, it has to be made with fabric or paper. We are using very less plastic. So that's our vision, so that we will also, through that we are also participating towards the green earth.
Correct.
And
what is that box called, you said? CCE box?
It is called the CCE box.
What does it stand
for? So the CCE, actually CCE is something very Finnish. So CCE is the quality that the Finns have. So it is, you can loosely translate it as grit or perseverance. So it's like you should never give up. So it's like a never give up approach. So this comes from the Finnish culture, and so that's why we thought that what we would like to give the world. So because training is something that is like soft skills kind of thing, but if you want to really give something concrete, then you have to have a product that will carry forward your pedagogy. So that's how we have come up with this box. So it has also teacher training program. It also has the different kinds of educational toys and games. And we have checked all those toys. We have also made some toys on our own to see that it is pedagogically okay, and it is also appropriate for different age levels. So it is all tried and tested. And for that, actually, we have also received one accreditation from Design from Finland. It's an organization in Finland that checks your product, and then they give you this kind of label that, okay, this is like Design from Finland.
Correct. Wonderful. Heartiest congratulations for that. If you want more information, can we just go to the CCE website in Finland and
Yes, definitely. You will be able to see it there. It is on our website.
Just for our viewers, please, and I myself am going to definitely go and look at that because it sounds very exciting and amazing, and the CISO thing will, really stick with us. So, Shirin, how did this venture change you? Like since the time you started till now, you think it has brought about any changes in you?
Yeah, personally, it has been a very fantastic journey for me. I was a kind of an introvert person and a little bit shy. But now you can see my confidence level has changed for good. And then, of course, I learned time management because now I need to be in business also and take care of the home and children and their studies, etc. So, of course, it helped me in better time management skills. And then third thing is it made me learn more about the human psychology, because that has been my interest always.
Right.
So because I'm dealing with so many different types of people from so many different cultures, so it made me more sensitive towards people, so I will not conclude or I will not be judgmental whenever I'm talking to somebody just because they are from this one place or particular country. So I try to be more culture fair. So these are the things which I have learned the most.
And that makes a difference because it happens, right, with everybody, just human nature. We tend to start making assumptions and judgments, but automatically the more people you interact with, I think you get a broader perspective and just everything changes, you realize that, like you so aptly put it. And finally, what would you like to say to the upcoming and budding entrepreneurs out there? How, if they have an idea, how should they go about it, and where should they start? Your advice to them or words of wisdom?
Yeah, sure. I'm not a very big entrepreneur, but whatever I have learned from my experience, so maybe some best wishes for the budding entrepreneurs. And I would just like to give some suggestions, some tips. So the first thing is you can have many good ideas. So just find one idea that you would like to convert into business. That's the first important thing, because most of the times we are just confused that what I would like to do this also, I would like to do that also. So first fix one idea. Then you have to think about what is so great and unique about that particular idea, and what will be your USP. So once you know that, then you need to know the market very well, where you want to sell that product, and are you getting really the customer base you are looking at. So these are important things. And then another thing, like the human thing comes there. Are you passionate enough about doing that business, and why you want to do that particular business? So you should be very, very clear that whenever you are entering into any kind of business, that what is the purpose, why you want to do that particular business, and why not something else. So when you are dead sure about it, then only you begin your journey. That's what I will say. So you have to be well prepared, you have to be clear, and then you have to be very sure about the funding sources. Yes. That how are you going to raise your funds. And then thankfully now we have a lot of incubator programs and mentoring and all those kinds of things are happening. But it is really important that you get connected to right people at right time, because for the business the most important thing is networking. Yes. And how good you are able to network, that is your key to success. So I would suggest that if you want to be an entrepreneur, it is better that you start networking right now.
Yeah. Set the base, and then get your foot in the door, then you can decide where to go. So those are some very true and very fine words indeed, Shirin. Thank you so much for coming on the KYE platform and speaking with us, and telling us all about CCE. And we want to wish you and your team all the very best. And it was really nice speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.